All right, Democrats now desperate to retake the House come November, but one of Nancy Pelosi's top lieutenants now calling out the party's leadership, saying if we're still in the minority come November, all of us have got to go. So is he right about that? Is it time for Democrats to replace Nancy Pelosi? And other party leaders here to debate that is Democratic strategist Chuck Rocha and Republican strategist Ned Ryun. Guys, thanks so much for coming on this morning. Let's go to Chuck first here. Good morning to you. And I want to say I would have to think that this is about as inspired and motivated as the left could be for an upcoming election. If they don't pull anything off come November, what do you think the move should be?
Look, there's been some rumbling out there on the left and in the Democratic caucus about the leadership. The average age of the Democratic leadership is like 76 years old. And every year and every group of years, there's an ebb and flow of leadership. You see Paul Ryan stepping down, new Republicans stepping up, and no new Democrats have stepped up. But there's a lot of great young Democrats ready to do that. As if the timing is right is what's going to happen, because there's so much pressure on the Democrats and their leadership to retake the House. But it will not be easy, because many of these districts are gerrymandered, and it's just hard to win them. So they may be unduly punished for something they're not responsible for.
Okay. Ned, I want to go over to you. I mean, we see this apparent motivation. We see a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of complaining, a lot of resistance. There's a lot of, outside they're protesting in the streets and making a lot of noise. You don't see the enthusiasm the same way, though. You see that there might be a lagging there for the Democrats come November. Explain that.
Oh, absolutely, Rob. If you were to look at the congressional generic polls, especially the recent ABC Washington Post one, I think Democrats should be concerned. They were up double digits in generic polls coming into this year, and in this new one, they're only up 4 points. But if you start to look at the numbers below the surface, Republicans, it shows, are absolutely likely to vote by 6 points over Democrats. But even more concerned to Democrats, Rob, are the fact that the voters under 30 are saying that they're less than 40% likely to vote in the midterms. And then if you look at the black and Hispanic vote, they're lagging the white vote by double digits. And so I could see a scenario, Rob, in which Democrats maybe pick up 15 to 20 seats in the House, lose seats in the Senate, and still find themselves in the minority in 2019. And at that point, I think they absolutely would get rid of Nancy Pelosi in leadership. But here's the fact. They'd probably replace her with somebody just as far left of the American mainstream as she is, maybe even more so, because the Democrat Party right now is being eaten from within by far-left donors and the grassroots. And quite frankly, the Democrat Party right now is having a serious flirtation with socialism. And I think after the 2019 elections, if they don't take the majority back, I don't think they'll learn their lessons. I think they'll keep going further left.
Let's put that to Chuck real quick. I wanted to ask that question anyways. As far as their messaging goes, I mean, they just had this young guy in Pennsylvania steal that congressional seat, and he had a message that was very moderate, and he had a lot of Trump's same agenda items. He didn't criticize the president, and he won a seat that he probably shouldn't have won. Is that a better direction for the Democrats than going far left?
You know, I've been running campaigns for 27 years. I don't talk about politics on TV. I do politics every day. And what I see out there across the country in races that I'm working in is there's one Democrat don't look like all Democrats. And like Rob said, like Ned said, that we do underperform in off years. But I've never seen the enthusiasm that I've seen that's coming up in this off year. But that's always comes and goes. I remember back to 1994 when that same enthusiasm was on the other side. The great thing about politics is it swings back and forth. And if politics will listen to the people, we're going to be okay.